Mike Frankel is a photographer who is often in the right place at the right time while covering just about all of the biggest names of the classic rock era. His new book, Hurricanes of Color, is a collection of those photographs, some of which have never been published. Mike Frankel joins us now on Arizona Horizon. It's great to have you all the way. You live in Flagstaff, don't you?
I sure do.
Wow.
Proudly.
Good for you. I got to ask. How did you get into rock? You're not that old of a guy. How could you be taking pictures of the Beatles and all this stuff? What's going on?
It was a lucky thing. I've had a charmed life in arts, as a matter of fact. And I was attending the Beatle concert when I was 15 years old in Philadelphia. And a security guard that I knew from Asbury Park, my home area, saw me and called me over and said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "What do you think I'm doing here? I've come to see the Beatles." And he said, "You want to see them up close?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He led me into the press conference that they were having before the concert, and I had my camera with me. I figured I'd be taking pictures from way in the back, and I just started shooting with all these professional photographers and photojournalists and stuff. And then they let us out of the room after the Beatles came in, and we wound up in front of the stage.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
I just kept shooting and shooting.
What a we got a couple of photographs from the book regarding the Beatles, and again, these are older photographs of the Beatles.
Never been shown before.
Now, has this ever been shown before? This
Never.
is Paul and holy smokes!
Never been published in 60 years. I've been sitting on them.
Wow. And there's another one. I believe we have another one. I hope we do. It looked like it might have been the press conference. That's the press conference.
And the gentleman on the right there is the cop that
they let you in.
Let me in, yeah.
Look at that shot. Holy smokes. As far as the other photos, we want to get through these as quickly as we can because there's so many to go through. But when you were like at the Beatles at the time, and when you shot, The Who, and you shot Bowie and all these, did you know what was, look, when you were at Woodstock shooting this, for goodness sakes, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, did you know, when you were at Woodstock for this is Jefferson Airplane, did you know history was kind of happening here?
There were a lot of festivals that summer, and I was working for Jefferson Airplane. They invited me up, and it was just another festival. There was ones in Atlanta, Houston, and when we got there, though, something was different.
Yeah.
Way different. The amount of people. I recounted in the book just experiencing the first gravity of seeing so many people in one place.
I think we have do we have the photo of Jorma Kaukonen, the guitarist for, there he is.
That was when they were playing at the Fillmore East, and Grace Slick was pregnant, actually, in this photograph, and she played right up until she had her first child.
Wow. Keep that photo up there because, first of all, Jorma Kaukonen is like a guitar hero of mine. His acoustic work is unbelievable. But this shot, this is not just a photograph. You've messed around with this thing and you made it look really cool.
Right.
What's this all about?
Well, I wanted to show the music and their dynamism and the motion and the impact that it had on me. And I wanted to develop a technique that would show that. And it wound up that I would use motion, multiple exposures, all in the camera. Nothing was done in Photoshop.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a gleam in anybody's eye in 1969. So everything that you see in the book was done in the camera, all the effects.
Interesting.
Including multiple exposures. I think you've got a shot of Neil Young coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if we have it on. Let's show the next photograph. There he is. There's Neil Young. And that's a young Neil Young is what that is.
That was the first time he played solo in New York City at the Fillmore East on March 10th, 1970. And a partial eclipse took place earlier of the sun. And I photographed that, rewound the film, and then shot him at the concert later in the day.
Isn't that something?
At night, actually.
That's a lot of experimenting to do in pre-digital days. I mean, you don't know if this is going to work out or not, do you?
Yeah, you had to just hope. And, I just pre-visualized everything. I had to cover the lens with my hand many of the times. And once I did it a few times, though, I got it down.
Let's go to the next photograph if we can, because I was going to ask something about multi-layering, but again, this is David Bowie, and David Bowie. I mean, how'd you pull this off?
And David Bowie in the bottom.
Yeah, down there too.
There's four of them.
Yeah, how'd you pull it off?
Well, that was on his Ziggy Stardust tour at Radio City Music Hall, and he's playing the saxophone, which was very rare back then. And again, I had different lenses. There were no zoom lenses that were of any quality back then, so I had to change the lenses from a wide-angle shot at the bottom there to a telephoto shot with the 3 images at the top.
Yeah.
So it's 4 images rewound in the camera.
Yeah, there's a little David Bowie down there at the bottom,
Yep.
a little son of a guns. Now,
Yep,
do we have the Who photograph? Can we get the photograph of the Who? I'm not sure. There it is.
Yep.
Look at that. Is that not the Who or what?
Yeah, I think it is. That's Pete Townsend and the late Keith Moon. It's the first time they debuted Tommy in New York City. And it just, was such a momentous event.
What do you think of when you look at these photographs?
I think of how lucky I was to be in, as you said, the right place at the right time, and was able to have the access. Back then, everything was, you were friends with the bands, you were friends with the promoters. The first time they asked me for credentials, I said, what are they? And just left, and never really went back.
Have you had contact with any of the folks that you've taken photos of?
Some of the bands, yeah. I keep in contact with some of the members of Jefferson Airplane, of course, and some of the other ones occasionally will meet.
Got about 15 seconds left here, so you got to make it quick.
Okay.
What do you want people to take from this book?
I want them to take the hope. This took over 55 years to publish, and don't let your dreams die. Keep hold of them tight.
Well, your dreams are right there in this book, and it's a fantastic collection and a fantastic effort, and great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Ted.
right.